Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Ellison Cruz and I am very excited to welcome you to Cadence of Hyrule, quite possibly one of the most ambitious crossovers in video game history of the last couple of weeks. It kind of takes the concept, the gameplay, the aesthetic from Crypt of the Necrodancer and just slaps a bunch of Zelda characters on it and calls it a game. And to be completely honest with you, it is pretty incredible. It's a very special thing, and I wanted to show it with you guys before it got too old. I'm guessing at this point it's probably August, in which case, if you had any curiosity about this game, you've already played it. But we're gonna go ahead and get started. You can completely ignore the 71-hour game file that apparently was due to my Switch being in sleep mode. I don't know why that makes any sense, but let's go ahead and get our adventure going with our dear friend Cadence and see where it takes us.
Every world has its evils. And when the balance of power is inevitably lost, it's up to the courageous and the wise to restore it. But sometimes they need a little extra help.
And so with that, ladies and gentlemen, our titular protagonist finds herself falling out of the sky not once, but 2 times in a row into this strange land of Hyrule. What an introduction to this world. And now to get harassed by forest fairies. How's it going? I saw you fall from the sky. That landing wasn't very graceful. Are you okay? Yeah, absolutely no manners with this guy whatsoever. Plus, there's a slight hint of racism in his depiction of us. But he introduces himself as Trill, and then promptly proceeds to fuck off without, caring to see if we're fine. But upon learning that we're not mortally injured or crippled, he informs us that something strange has been going on in Hyrule. And without providing any further details, he again runs off into the forest. So thank you. So this game operates on a bit of a tile-based grid system, and it takes a minute to get used to, but otherwise very easy to kind of get your bearings. If we try to head into the door, gee, I wonder what you're supposed to do here. We have to activate a Sheikah stone. Maybe if you just bump it, then, it'll open the door. Will do. Please and thank you. Sheikah stones act as a kind of a one-time full heal, so if you're ever in a fight and you're looking really low on hearts, which is gonna be us for the first portion of the game, you can go and activate it immediately and get your health up. So without further ado, let's step inside this building and light the way forward, literally, because we found our first chest and it has a torch. So you want to be careful with certain items because they are deteriorative and they will eventually, over time, lose usage. But we can use the torch to burn the stump. Inside, it's a very smart idea. But yes, it has limited use and will break over time. So keep that in mind as we move forward. We have ourselves very obvious buttons that we cannot jump over, unfortunately, but we also have stones that we can. So this will take us to another level and make life easy. Now this is where the game gets fun and where it's gonna get moderately challenging for me, having to commentate and play at the same time. It's the actual game. So we move forward and we have to move in time with the beat by not only moving but attacking in time with the music. So yes, let's get ready without the text boxes, kill things with my dagger and hope we are calibrated. There we go. Beautiful. Now, for some movement and some more, get in time with the man himself. I will attack you, please and thank you, through the door for a bokoblin. Alright, so he moves every second beat and puts his arms up before he jumps. So whenever his arms are up and he's just waving it like he just doesn't care, avoid at all costs. But he's dead, cause he's bad. Not as bad as me, but I need to find a way to keep in time with the music, with a new weapon, with the horizontal swing. It is so good, so good, so good that I can attack enemies around the corner. Sorry. So when you, the second I stop talking out of tune, great. Anytime you see one of these things on the ground, one of these lovely skulls, it's gonna lock you in that room to attack and kill everything in the room. Ooh, be very careful, because they're all dead. So now that the intense music has stopped, the enemies are gone and there's no need to dance anymore. I mean, if there's no one around to watch, then what's the point? So this is what I like. So now we can move on up here and we can get introduced to a pretty vital part of this game and a very good part of Cadence's arsenal, which strangely enough is her main weapon. And it's the shovel. You can use it to dig through dirt and it's good for finding secrets. So it's beautiful. What kind of place are you from? You know, you're coming off as very abstract and rude with all of these questions. I don't appreciate it. But now, ladies and gentlemen, it's time to make a choice. Whoa, look at these weird portals. You can see my friends sleeping inside of them. I swear I've never seen this before. If anyone can figure out what's going on in Hyrule, it's Link and Zelda. And ironically enough, Trill is actually going to have majority of the information we're going to need regarding what's going on. But unfortunately, portals are only one way. Will we visit Link and awaken him, or are we going to have an adventure with Zelda? And going against the grain of what literally every single person has done and chosen Zelda, I think I'm gonna opt for Link. Zelda, I just can't get behind her playstyle. It's largely based around magic. Her shield is Nehru's love, and she has a Din's fire projectile, which is fine, but I think it's kind of boring, and she spawns in kind of a hard place. Whereas with Link, he's a bit more physical, and I just like playing with him more. You know what, let's just go and jump in. And see if we can awaken this lazy bastard. So this is Link's humble abode. It's pretty nice, and kind of a funny thing that I noticed is when we drop down here, we immediately lose 2 of our hearts despite not turning into Link just yet. But we do keep our blue stamina bar, so why only go halfway? No half measures. Wakey wakey, rise and shine. Time for the rudest awakening. Link agrees. He is pissed. He's just sitting there tapping his foot like, woman, you best have woken me up with the best news of all time. As I jumped out of bed, put my tunic on, and you're standing here in front of me. He's been asleep for a while. Shocker. So I'm going to stay with him to explain what's going on. You should try to find your way home. Man, this guy really doesn't want me in Hyrule. I don't know. I don't trust this Trill fella. Well, it's at this point that we relinquish all use of our dear friend Cadence as she proceeds to promptly fuck off into her own world, and we can now play as Link. So without further ado, let's start our true adventure and step outside for the first time in years. I'm so happy you're awake, but a lot has changed in Hyrule while you've been asleep. Shocker. I'll stick with you to help make sense of everything. Lovely. So since this screen typically stays the same, I think it's time for us to hopefully get some weapons by entering this cave, which, lo and behold, not even 30 seconds after we made our farewells, Cadence finds herself stuck in a cave. I found a spare one while exploring the shovel next to your house. I hope it wasn't yours. Yeah, a whole minute later and she's still trying to figure out how she ended up here. Excellent, so I will take that shovel, and I will take this torch. Lovely. This world does have some surprising similarities to my own. For example, whenever there are enemies nearby, you have to move to the beat. I get it. Wonderful. So now that we have a shovel, I think it's time to upgrade our arsenal a bit. Maybe the shield that we threw up here for some reason. Maybe we, threw it up here in a fit of rage and anxiety, but it's a small shield. Only Link and Cadence can use it. Literally almost just said Zelda. That would have been bad. So you can reflect projectiles, and at the cost of some stamina, you can dodge incoming attacks. And by dodge, I mean block and reduce damage. So let's go and grab the sword up here by reflecting this Octa-Rock. Wonderful, and 2 diamonds. So upon defeating the final enemy, they will drop some goods, and according to the game, it will posit the fact that diamonds are indeed forever, and those are the only things that will stay with us along with key items when we die. You lose rupees, keys, and disposable items. Be very careful. So special shops are definitely going to be of use to us, and we're going to want them if we want to upgrade our weapon, starting with our sword, which is really bad. So this is our inventory. On the screen, you can tell us redundant information. Thanks, Drill. Appreciate it. So yeah, we can actually get a variety of other ones. Preferably a spear would be nice. But we have a short sword at the time. It can only deal 1 damage to 1 enemy in front of us. Not very fun. Now, an important thing you want to keep note of is the map, and this is a wonderful spot to spawn, in my opinion. It can show you where you are, where you've been, which Sheikah stones you've activated, and more. But most important, we have our charms, which will show us where things are on the map when we collect them, such as pieces of heart, treasure, mini bosses, amongst other things. And the more of those we collect, the better off we'll be in making informed decisions on where we should head next. Now, the reason why I like being near the water on the lower portion here in the corner is because it generally holds some really nice things for us. And if you spawned as Zelda, you would be up here at Castle Hyrule, and that is kind of an unfortunate place to be because you're so far away from everything else. You might actually end up wandering in places that are too difficult for you and your little dagger, so beware. But if we're lucky, we might actually find ourselves a shop that can immediately take us to Lake Hylia. There it is. Do you remember Octavo, the musician who put you to sleep? While you were sleeping, he locked up the king and sealed off Hyrule Castle. However, the seal can only be broken by besting his 4 champions, and these guys will basically serve to be the bosses of the game that we need to beat. So, simple enough, we need to travel the world and beat them. And these chests, like this one, remain locked until you defeat all enemies on the screen. It's very cool that they're bringing in elements from Breath of the Wild in this. I like it a lot. And also a Sheikah stone. Look, everything you need to learn is here on this screen. So if you die, get a game over, or otherwise quit, you can teleport back to any of these that you've activated. So keep in mind. Shield, shield, So Spearman is blue, hate him. And we have to watch out for the Octoroks in the water. So there we go. And this guy right over here. This is a great spawn for this, actually. Ooh, that was amazing. So 2 diamonds, wonderful. So we've got ourselves a treasure charm already. Oh baby, this is looking really good. Chests and pieces of heart yet to be found will be revealed on the map screen. And you know what? I completely forgot to grab the one right next to our house. I got too excited because I was really into where we spawned. So we're gonna need to come back here for some very good things, such as a snorkel, and more importantly, a bottle. And you know, you can put some good stuff in bottles. And you're not a Zora. Hey bud, don't suppose you'd want to buy a snorkel? You can avoid enemies by going underwater if you got flippers. Well, thank you, sir. I will be sure to come back when I have enough money to pay you. Yeah, so basically what we can do here is pretty funny. Get rid of all of these bushes and take this stone, just haul it up some stairs. Don't worry about it. Link does it all the time. And voila, there we go. I kind of, maybe I should have waited until it was a little weaker, you know, but who knows. And actually, now that I think about, also these are all the chests and heart pieces out in the world. I do want to go along the water because like I said, generally there's good things along there. But I'm thinking if we head to Lake Hylia and we find Cadence, she's going to give us a good item. So that might almost be preferable. But let's keep going along the water and hope we don't get screwed over. Oh, we can grab that one too. Sometimes this game is a jerk and we'll just do like the most unsensible things. Lever. How dare you, Lever? And the Zora trying to burn me, but I'll kill him because he's a jerk. And I will kill this Zora friend before he burns me and gives me 2 diamonds again. All right. So I just want to get this out of the way real fast. I recorded almost 4 episodes of this earlier, and I did something so stupid. I overwrote my save file on camera. I'm gonna upload them as a bonus series of like 3 episodes of this because it was so bad. It was so stupid, and oh my god. So there was heart pieces out on these islands, but they were surrounded by deep water that you can't swim. I could not find any good things for the longest time. It was so depressing. I might not actually even upload them because they were so bad, so sad. So Mr. Spearman is a dead man, and the longer you defeat enemies without missing a beat or taking damage, we'll get better rewards, which is what we've been doing. Normally you'd only get 1 diamond, but now, you know, because I've been doing all right. Ugh. So these guys, not really looking forward to fighting, but you have to hit them from behind. There we go. And when they're right next to each other, oh my god, it's a mimic. All right, gives me what I need. What do I need, game? Please tell me, what do I need? There we go, 1 hit. Boom. Okay, there we go, that wasn't too bad. So on the ground here, we've got ourselves these triangles, and with the question marks, they will reverse your movement, and that's kind of annoying, so it's pretty brief, but just be careful. That was also poison water right there. We're gonna see a lot of that when we go into the Lost Woods, but keep in mind, there are elements to this game, and we actually, it's a good introduction, is with the scrolls. They can imbue your weapons with the elements of fire, ice, electricity, and poison. And you can also get other scrolls that will increase your defense and the such, which is what rings and boots can do as well, so that's nice. But the Scroll of Need is good because it will give us something we're missing, whether it be a ring or, you know, maybe some bombs if we're lucky. Nope, it's a ring. Is this a bad ring? Is this the Ring of Risk? Ring of Blasting makes you immune to all explosive damage and makes your bombs explode immediately. That is amazing. You know, if I had bombs, let's move on.